morning, peeps. Welcome to this beautiful sunny morning. Today I want to talk to you about how you can turn your writing into a ministry. First of all, what comes to mind when we say the word ministry? Often as a Christian, I think about like big speakers, preachers, like real popular podcasts that are on tour. What else? It always sounds like something that needs to be big, public, that sort of thing. I've come to learn that ministry isn't just those big, crazy things. It can actually just be anything, so long as we're doing that for the glory of God and to advance His kingdom. Even just our lives as Christians, I think, are our ministry, and we just have to decide what to do with them. So your writing can definitely become a ministry, just with a few simple steps. This is not like a step-to-step guide how to turn your writing into a ministry. This is just how you do it. This is the blueprint. These are just some things to kind of get you thinking, to get you started, and then you can go from there and make your own way, because we all have our own unique journeys, and so how your journey looks is going to be different to mine. So I just have five points, just some steps that you can take in your life today to sort of walk towards starting a ministry in your writing. If you're not a writer, you could also do this with songwriting, like your music, just any of your passions really. You could take similar steps, just edit the wording of them basically. So my first step that you can take is to gain confidence as a writer, like become a confident writer. Because one of the biggest things about having a ministry in writing is that we are willing and able to share our writing with others. How are we supposed to do that if we're not confident in our writing? I don't know how we're going to do it. Some ways that you could push yourself to become a confident writer is to maybe share something online, share some of your writing online, share it maybe just with friends and family, ask for advice in your writing from someone that you don't usually. What else? You could enter like a writing competition, I think, and even just writing in general can build our confidence. Like the more we do it, the more confident we get. Also, just looking into your identity and how your identity is not in your writing is going to help free you up to experience that freedom of being able to share stuff and not feel like people's opinions define who you are as a writer or as a person. Step number 2 that you can take is to consider the content of your writing. Content is super important because basically there's walnuts falling from a tree. Content is basically what you are writing. Content can be hidden in writing as well. So basically, is your writing putting forth like hope? Is it hopeful? Is it almost like encapsulating the gospel in your writing? And that doesn't mean that we have to write, Jesus died on the cross for you and forgave your sins, so you should repent and believe. That doesn't mean we should write those words into our books, but it does mean that we want to include like the gospel message in some way. I just think that you can include the gospel message in so many nuanced ways, and it doesn't have to be like preaching at people. Even just including like themes of amazing forgiveness, redemption, hope. All of those things can help to share our like gospel worldview as Christians to people through our books. It doesn't have to be like preachy, because I think it can, we don't want that. We don't want that. As Christians, we probably don't want to be putting out inappropriate content or content that encourages like darkness. Being wise in what content we put out. Are we encouraging right things, or are we encouraging wrong things? For instance, if we are writing like a heist, are we encouraging everyone to now become robbers and to become criminals, or are we encouraging people to live honestly? I think you can still write a heist and encourage people to live honestly Like maybe the people they're stealing from are the bad guys, like a Robin Hood kind of scenario, you know? I personally would never include any kind of sex scene in my book. I would never include just anything super sexual in general. I just keep that all closed, like closed door romance. Like, I don't know, I just think I personally wouldn't want to read that. I do believe that there's some books that are basically porn but in writing form, and I just think that's just as bad as porn, because what is the difference? The only difference is that we don't have the visuals, but we're reading it and our brain is still imagining similar images. So I would not include those kind of inappropriate things. And then, like, are our main characters encouraging people to live like godly lives? Are our main characters role models? That doesn't mean our main characters have to be perfect, but I do think we want like a positive character arc. Like, they might start here, but they're working towards becoming better. Be better. This road noise, I never notice how bad the road noise is until I try to make a video, and then I'm like, wow, road noise. Anyway, my third point is to take hold of opportunities. Life is so short, guys. We're only here for a blink of time, and then we're off to spend eternity with Jesus. I think we're meant to make the most of our time here. As long as our life might feel, it's going to go by quicker than we think. The older that I get, the quicker time seems to go. So I just think taking hold of the opportunities that are offered us is super important, especially as creatives, when it can feel really difficult to kind of keep moving forward, especially if we're trying to make a career out of our passion. I think you'd really need to take hold of all the opportunities that God puts in front of us. Obviously, if we are feeling led away from an opportunity, even if it looks outwardly like a great thing to take hold of, if we feel really led away from that, then we should walk away and trust that God has something better for us in that direction, and that we shouldn't go with what just looks good. Having the courage to sort of step out and walk in the things that God offers us is really important. I think I've kind of escaped the whole world of perfectionism as a creative by just telling myself it's better to start badly than to never start at all. Like, it's better to start, and even if the first things I create are just rubbish, it's better that I start with rubbish and then work my way towards great content, rather than just never start at all, because like, you're never going to be good at something the first time you do it. And so you need to start from somewhere, and it's okay to start with an imperfect product and then to keep practicing to become better. So that's kind of my view. Like, obviously we want to put out quality things, but we don't need to put out perfect things. And I'm sure that you have a lot of quality things to put out into the world. Fourth one is to meet people, meet other writers. This is something I need to work on, because I have 2 people in my life that are writers. I think, no, and I haven't met anyone else. I follow people online, but I don't even have online friends. And with the internet nowadays, I have no excuses. I need to get out there and create a bit more of a community, which is kind of what I want to do with the Windy Wildflower. But I need to go outside of my own brand and create friends. I need to do it. So I'm going to encourage you to do it, even though I'm doing a terrible job at it. I think creating writing community is really important, especially having those Christian writers as well around us to kind of guide us, convict us, and to just give us counsel just throughout our writing journey. Meeting people, that could be, if you live in a city, I'm sure that there is writing groups or people who are writers in your church, in youth groups, in places. I think you just need to ask, get interested about people's interests and find those creative people. There is now a tractor going by. Hello, sir. Find those people who are writers like you and who have the same vision to create for Christ, and sort of do that together in a community, because it can feel very isolating and lonely as a writer sometimes, because obviously it's not like a sport where you go and do it with lots of people. It's often a very solitary thing, but I think it's really good to have that community as well. Sort of encourage each other. Otherwise it's easy to get discouraged. I have a writing friend, and we've done like a couple of writing retreats, and it's just the best. Like, I want more of that. So let's all meet more writers. The fifth thing on my list of steps is to take courses and to learn more about writing. I think if we want to start a ministry of writing, it's important for us to be learning more and to have the knowledge so we can pour it out into other people. If we want to be in the position of any kind of leadership or teacher, then we should have that knowledge to teach others with. I took a course in editing. I don't know if I'll ever be an editor, but that gave me so much knowledge just about that part of the writing world and traditional publishing, and just gave me all this knowledge that now I have. And also it was good to have like a bit of a structured study to be focusing on, and know that I'm actively working on my writing life and working towards my goals. There's so many courses out there. I'm sure there's even lots of free courses that you could take. I'm keen to take a few more because I don't think I've taken a course since that editing one, which was almost a year ago now. There's so many resources. Go find a course that sparks your interest, that's inside your budget. Double check that whoever's giving the course is legit and not going to be giving you just rubbish advice, because anyone can kind of make a course nowadays, so you want to make sure that you're getting valuable information. That is my 5 steps to sort of walking towards turning your writing into a ministry. So let's just go through them quickly to recap. There was, I have to remember, there was growing in confidence as a writer, considering the content of your writing, taking hold of opportunities, meeting people, and taking courses and classes and workshops to grow your knowledge of writing. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to know in the comments what you think of this topic and how you are working towards turning your writing into a ministry today. I really appreciate your time. If you've made it this far, that means a lot to me. If you would like to see more content like this, you can subscribe so you don't miss a video. You can like this video, or you can comment. All those 3 things really help me as a creator. Let YouTube know that people are interested in the content, and then YouTube shows more people it in their feed, and then more people watch it. So that will help me on my journey to following my dreams. But I hope that your dream following with Jesus is going well. Let's continue on this journey together next time. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!